Hey Dustin, could you button down one more?
Nah, that's as low as it goes.
You should wear a shirt every week that
I
just
should.
like goes down just a little bit lower.
You can start buying me clothes, Hayden.
The last week there'll be a onesie that's just like you have it all the way zipped down.
That would be funny.
That would be funny. Yo, welcome to Talking Privileges. What's happening? Why'd you make that face?
I was checking the weather. 66% chance of rain tomorrow, 89% chance Friday. You know what's great about that, Hayden? I
No.
work in the outdoors. So I don't know if I'm working the rest of this week or not. Probably, but that sucks. Welcome to Talking Privileges.
Oh man, hold on, I'm gonna do this.
So a lot of stuff went down before the podcast happened that Hayden neglected to record because he's incapable of using technology correctly. Very inefficient when it comes to setting this up. But he had peanut butter on his balls and his dog licked it. And his
That's
dog is down there now, currently.
he's growling.
Munching.
I don't know if you can hear him. Shut up.
He's really hungry.
I told you before I was recording. I said you can either be in here and be quiet or you could go upstairs and enjoy your fucking life. You thought, oh, I had to be here and start pawing at the door. Well, guess what? You're here now. Shut the fuck up.
Aiden doesn't have a dog. He's just making a scene for content.
I love you, Charlie. I'm just kidding. Oh, don't look away from me. Come on, give me love. Give me some
He
kisses.
pisses himself because you're yelling at him.
Nah, he won't piss himself. Not like another dog that we know.
Fucking Matt. That
Definitely
dog's
not
pissing
what I was
himself all
talking
the
about.
time.
He does. Dude, chill. He's gonna bite my foot.
You funny
What do you want
shit.
me to do, man? You went under the desk. My feet are under the desk.
Start
He's
growling
going
at him.
under the desk. He's got under the desk more. How are you
Growl
even
at him.
doing that? You're so big. He's
Hold on
wedged
now. There's
himself.
nothing wrong with that.
No, but I'm just amazed. He's such a chunky boy, and the desk is like two drawers on the side, and in the middle there's a bar, or like the plinkle board. But there's like maybe like this much space under like the drawers that is like held up, and he's wedged himself under it. It's an amazing feat that he just pulled.
Is he getting angrier the more like wedged under he is?
Yeah,
Is he like getting territorial and defensive?
yeah, he does not like me getting near
Kind of
him.
like Colby would do whenever he got under the bed and
Yeah,
he'd get stuck and people tried to get him out and he'd freak out.
yeah. Kobe, by the way, was what I was talking about. Uh,
Oh, he
the
does piss
last
himself.
time I hung out with Elise, she tried to put a vest on him, and he pissed himself on the couch. Right next to me, literally right next to me. I saved Haley's life. She was gonna sit down. I'm like, hold up, that looks like a stain.
All because she tried to put the vest on him?
Yeah, he freaked out.
Such a piece of shit.
He's
He used to wear sweaters all the time.
the worst part, and maybe this contributed. I don't know, but he had a little bit of something, a little anxiety medication.
Oh, they
So
gave my boys.
maybe that's why. But I feel like he would have done it anyways. All right, dude. Okay, so you've come out. You've come out from underneath the desk, and you're growling at me for coming out of the desk. You see what the issue is here? You're the issue. You keep coming out and then growling at me for being in your space when really you're in my space. All right, I was here first. Whatever. He's just gonna keep growling until he bites my foot, and then I'm gonna be pissed.
How long is this bit gonna go? We're just gonna watch you lose an argument to a dog over and over again.
Okay, that leads us into our first topic. So, I've been babysitting my dogs as well as my little brother, basically for the week, because my parents are on vacation. They wanted to go
Lots
on
of peanut butter.
vacation. What?
Says you've gone through lots of peanut butter.
So I'm babysitting everybody. So I've got a couple things to talk about. First off, I just want to say my dogs are kind of pieces of shit. So one of my dogs is very little. I can't think of a Maltese. She's a Maltese. She's the crappy white dog everybody likes to rag on. I think she's adorable. Dustin knows what I'm talking about. He has two of his own. The difference is between his dogs and my dogs, I think, is that my dog is almost completely blind. She can barely hear, and she has anthrax or something. Not anthrax. It's not right.
Isn't
What's
that
the
a
what's the
drug
that is a drug.
or a
What's the
chemical?
thing when your body
Arthritis.
arthritis? I said anthrax.
My
Arthritis.
favorite band.
She literally, I kid you not, she jumped off the couch and she dislocated her paw or whatever leg.
Her
I don't
hip.
know what. No, not her. Well, maybe it was a dislocated. Maybe she sprained. I think she sprained it actually. She sprained her little weak, feeble leg.
Oh,
Um, she can't climb upstairs. That was before all this other stuff. Before she just wouldn't because she's a little princess and she's like, I don't have to do this. She just waits for people to come. And she won't stop barking. She barks at nothing. And the worst part is, you can't get her to shut up because she can't hear you and she can't see you.
that's
Is she?
awesome.
I love her, but goddamn, she is useless. I kid you not. She can't do anything. She's the definition of a potato.
Oh. Oh, I have a comment to that though. So, my dog has dislocated his knee before, which is really bad. We were just holding him, put him down, then he just starts howling like he's being attacked and
Yeah.
screaming and running. And I guess he popped it back into place. So
Oh
my girl
fuck.
dog, yeah, my girl dog has developed cataracts. She's
Yeah.
diabetic.
Yep.
She cannot get anywhere because she has like I guess a symptom with dog diabetes is like your legs just hurt and they don't work correctly in the
Yeah.
back. So yeah, she can't
Same
jump
with
on
human
things or
diabetes.
oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Kind of.
But she can jump on the couch and she can jump in chairs, but she will sit there and whine until someone puts her in there. Sometimes she
Yeah.
just sits there and whine.
Mine
So
does that all the
that's
time.
what,
Oh, on
yep.
top of that, when you go to grab her when she's at the couch, she'll then back up. Like, nah, you gotta get the exercise. I'm like, you're not coming up
It's
here.
hard to
And
get.
then she starts barking if I don't pick her up. And I'm like, fine, you win. I'll get some exercise. Get out of my chair, pick you up to put you next to me, and then sit back down. Anyways, but that the thing is though with that is that I'm not taking care of her that much because I gave my brother that responsibility. Instead, I took the
Oh,
other one, Charlie, thinking he can still do basically everything. So that makes him better to watch. You know, it's easier because I don't have to do anything for him. What I forgot is that because he can do anything, that means he can follow me anywhere and he can be with me anywhere and he won't leave me alone until I want him to be with me, in which case he won't. So I go to the bathroom, pawing at the door, like, let me in. And I'm like, no. I'm like, does my mom let you? I bet she does, actually. I guarantee. I guarantee it. But, or like, I'll be upstairs playing games. He'll come up there and he'll like jump up next to me and like he like cuddles up next to me. I'm like, oh, this is cute. Then he gets a little bit more on me. I'm like, all right, dude. I'm like trying to play a game here, and he like ends up on my computer. Like, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Get off! Like, what? And then at night when it's bedtime, I'm like, all right, bedtime. Let's go to bed. And he'll look at me and he'll run downstairs. And originally I thought, oh, he's just gonna go use the bathroom and come back up. Nah, dude. He did not come back up. I went down like, what are you doing? And he's just standing there. And he grabs the toy and runs over. I'm like, no, dude. it's like midnight. Like, let's go to bed. And he'll run upstairs. He'll come in front of my room, like the door, and then he runs off. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I literally have to bring string cheese to bed so he will follow me because he will not enter my room. And then on top of that, because he is getting old and he's tired, he can run up and downstairs. Or sometimes people do have to pick him up. I don't. I tell him, nah, dude, you can do it. Like, but I will pick him up when we get to bed because he has issues jumping on bed. So I'll pick him up. But let me tell you, you get a little motivation with that string cheese. He's jumping. He's jumping up there. He doesn't give a. I'm like, all right, I see you. You're just being lazy. Don't. My feet aren't even near you. I put them behind my chair now.
He's still growling at you.
He's still growling. He's as far away. He's like 2 feet from my feet. Oh my god.
That's a lot of feet.
Yeah, and then today I had to go and run an errand. So I put him in the kitchen. We have like a little gate around it so that they don't go and pee on crap. And I put him in there and I go use the bathroom. In there for like 5 seconds. And then I just start hearing like howling. I'm not gonna howl because he's gonna howl, so I'm not gonna do it. But he's like howling as if like he's being murdered. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I open the door and he's like, oh, you're back. Or whatever the dog is thinking. And I'm like, dude, I hadn't even left yet, man. I just got to the bathroom. Like in eyesight. So anyways, dogs are crap. You got anything on that before I move on to my next thing?
No, I'm gonna move on first. I'm taking control of
Oh
this.
damn it, but I have more stuff to
So
talk about, but that's fine.
that sucks. You don't get
It
to.
was all within the
We're gonna
same
take it
topic.
back. We're gonna take it back to a Talking Privileges classic.
Oh my god. Don't
Alec Baldwin.
Oh my god.
All I
And
wanted to say.
hold can I say something? He says that this is a classic because on an old Talking Privilege podcast, which you can find on Spotify, and it's the game show. Yeah, you can. It's still on there.
You shouldn't be able to. I'm saying don't do it, but you
Oh,
could.
well, if you want to, though. I worked really hard on those episodes, unlike other people. So go ahead and take a listen. Uh, there's still like 3 episodes I've never been posted that I've
Good.
finished. They're the one of them's the last one too, which I really wanted up there, but that's fine. Um. Anyways, we talked about Alec Baldwin on the old podcast. Go ahead.
Quite a bit. Either way, I saw today where he and the armor got charged with involuntary manslaughter. So that brings me to ask, what is voluntary manslaughter? How do you
I
get that
volunteered
charge?
to kill this person. No, I think involuntary just means like they weren't trying to. It's like the same when you crash a car and kill somebody.
That's what manslaughter is.
Yeah, but
Is it
well,
not?
manslaughter is just another way of saying homicide.
No, it's an.
Involuntary
I'm googling it. Go ahead.
involuntary manslaughter means you killed somebody, but it wasn't with the intent of killing them in any way. It just happened. It's like giving like I don't know. I wouldn't say giving somebody a heart attack because that's kind of a self thing, but I mean, I guess you could. But yeah, he did not mean to kill anybody, but he did. Which I think it's kind of. I'm just saying, there's a lot of videos and articles out there making Alec Baldwin out to be like this super bad guy, and I'm just like, he didn't mean to kill anybody. He didn't. He didn't know. Yes, he pulled the trigger. Should he have been pointing at somebody? No, of course not. He was stupid to do that, but he did not. He was not trying to kill anybody. He did not know it was gonna kill anybody. He did not try that. So
That was the
people,
shot too, wasn't it? Like aiming at the camera. That
no,
was the shot.
I think they were trying it out. I think that's what it was.
Oh,
I think because they were showing him how to do it. He was assured that it. I think he was assured that they weren't going to hurt anybody, and then they did. So, and it's kind of ridiculous that he's being fined. I feel like but at the same time, I do get it. He does have a part to play. He pulled the trigger. He just, I just think it's dumb that the way that people are treating him. Like it's just, I don't know. It kind of pisses me off because it's like he feels awful. I'm sure he feels awful. I've seen videos of him like trying to evade the press. He looks like a mess. I'm sure I'm sure he feels awful, but I don't know. Continue.
absolutely.
Sorry. Was that
But
it? Okay.
I did look up the difference between manslaughter and involuntary manslaughter. So manslaughter is when it's in the heat of the moment. You know, it wasn't planned. You didn't go into like I'm going to kill this dude. It's like you're in a fight and then you kill somebody or something like that. So
Oh.
involuntary manslaughter is accidental.
Okay.
I thought manslaughter in general was accidental, but
I just hope he has to pay a fine and not get jail time. Though the family of the people whose relative, I don't know how to say
families
this.
of the victims.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. I couldn't think of the word. The family of the victim wants him to serve jail time, which I just think I get it. You're upset. I would too. But like, I don't know. I mean, what could you say in that moment to those people? Yeah, he accidentally killed your daughter, but or wife, but
It's great. Keep going, Hayden.
it was an accident. I don't know. It's pretty bad. I just don't think. I mean, obvious that's something that people would serve jail time for, but I don't know. I mean, because he's an actor too. Like, it's not like he's like just anybody messing with prop guns. Like, it's his job to do this. So, and the accident happened. I just think it's
Well, I
stupid that
guess
he's getting fined. I just think that's dumb. I
he said it's
mean,
his job. I guess he did a bad job.
yeah, well, no, the person who gave him the gun did a bad job. I don't know. I don't even understand why they're not getting a much more serious penalty. It's their job to make sure that this stuff doesn't happen. That is literally their job.
I don't know, man.
Anyways,
I don't follow it too much.
I don't either. I just think it's stupid for people to get screwed over. I don't know. It's cool.
All right, now you're allowed to go back to what you were going to talk about.
So the other day I dropped my brother off at school because it was raining, and it's insane, dude. So he's like, "Oh, we gotta leave at 8:45 because school starts at like 9 o'clock or something." I think actually he said 9:15, but he's got to be in by 9 to get to class. And I'm like, all right, fair enough. I drop him off. There is a swarm of the kids outside the front of the school, like trying to pack in. And I'm like, what? Damn, why are there so many kids? Are they not letting people in? They're like, no, they probably just opened the doors now. By the way, when I say now, it was 8:55, 5 minutes before 9, before the first bell rings and everybody's supposed to get to class. And I'm like, they just opened the doors. How are they going to get to class? Or no, wait, that might have been later. I think no, I said. All right, let me start over. I lost my train of thought.
You going to edit that out?
Nah, I'm too lazy. Okay, so something that you should know about a school is they have a metal detector. That's one of their security measures for school now, along with a stupid policy. I get it. I understand. You have to have a card to get into the school. Otherwise, you cannot get into the school. I understand why that's there. I get it. But if I need to drop something off for him, I could not get into the school to drop something off for him one time because I did not have a card, and there's no clear way. Like they don't have like okay, you have to go through this door. No, it actually turns out there's a little speaker on the side of one of the like the front areas that you have to click on and say why you're there. But there's no indication of that being a thing. So I'm like trying to pull the doors. I'm like, what the hell? And like somebody walks up and says, "You trying to get in?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he like clicks his key card on the thing, opens the door. He says, "You have to use that speaker." Then closes the door. I'm like, "Fuck you,"
Why did he go through the trouble of opening the door?
because he's an asshole. I don't know. It really pissed me off, and I wanted to fight him. But then I'm like, whatever. I go over, I click the thing, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm here to drop something off." And she's like, I'm sorry, that's not allowed. I'm like, what do you mean that's not allowed? I'm here to drop something off. And she's like, I'm sorry, like, you're not allowed to come in. And I'm like, you don't even know who I am. And she's like, that's the point. And I'm like, I gotta give this to my brother. Like, what do you want me to do? He's gonna not have it, and then he's gonna fail whatever assignment that he needed this for. Like, can you just come and get it? And she ends up coming up and getting it. And I'm just like, this is stupid. It's the stupidest thing. Like, I get it. How about just I don't know, man. But anyways, back to the original thing. So they're all like clamoring through the. By the way, they have only one metal detector because they had two, but the other one apparently broke. So they have one metal detector, and you can only have one person going at a time, and then they like do the thing, too, just to double check, and then you can go. And I'm like, oh my god, there's got to be like 150 kids out here. You're telling me that they're going to get all these kids done before school? He's like, no, they're not going to. I'm like, what? I'm like, what happens? And he's like, a lot of us end up being tardy. And then I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like what? Like, how many do you mean? Like 20? He's like, nah, there's usually like a line of like 30 or so. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. And at the same time, he's telling me this, a bus pulls up and drops off another 50 kids. And I'm
Makes
like,
sense.
what? He ended up being tardy that day. I dropped him off 20 minutes early. And he told me that he had to wait in a long line because they move super slow. They only go one at a time, and you have to tell the reason. You got to write all the information down. He says he was like an extra 20 minutes late to class. And I'm like, that's so dumb. It's so stupid. And if you don't bring your name card, by the way, they send you home, which is a whole other issue.
I mean, I can kind of get the name card thing maybe, but if you're designing a system in which kids are going to be late, you can't, make them tardy for being late. It's not
That's
their
what I'm
fault.
saying. It doesn't make any sense. We used to, if a bus was ever late, those kids would not be tardy. But now you're telling me that if they're late because they can't get through your stupid system in time, because they start 5 minutes before 9. That's insane. They start letting people in 5 minutes before 9, and they have to be done in their classroom at 9:15. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. It makes no sense. It's crazy. I I I I can't believe it, dude. I mean, like, you would just think that they would just like. I mean, I get it. Like, safety first. You don't want people coming with guns. I completely understand. But it's like you said, you can't blame them because you're the one stopping them from getting
Yeah.
to class. It's just crazy. Anyways, I just had to say something because I just think that's insane.
I'm glad you did, Hayden. You've really done your part in fighting these
I say
terrible
we get
security
rid of
measures.
all the metal detectors, get rid of the key cards. You know what? If the kids feel unsafe, let them bring a gun.
Yeah,
There's
as long
nothing.
as they have a license.
We have a right as Americans, I believe, and I'm probably this is probably wrong. It's our Second Amendment to bear arms, right? Is that right?
Yeah,
Is that
why'd you
okay?
think you're gonna be
I
wrong?
just, in my mind, I was like, oh my god, the freedom of speech is the first one. I'm pretty sure the second one is to bear arms. Anyways, it's our goddamn given right.
Wait,
As Americans.
didn't a teacher in Florida get shot by a 6-year-old? Didn't that just
Dude,
happen?
there was a teacher in my elementary school who got stabbed with a pencil by a 6-year-old.
That's funny as fuck.
I'm sure it wasn't funny for the teacher.
No, but I think this teacher got shot. I'm pretty sure that happened like a
Hey,
week
I
ago, maybe.
mean, she probably put him in timeout, so she had it coming.
That's true. Drew a name, put on
The
the wall
worst
or
thing
something.
I did when I was 6 years old was I brought my wallet to school, and then my teacher called my mom because I had my wallet.
What does that matter?
Probably because I was flexing on how much coins I had.
All your fake money.
Yeah, there's so much stuff. Oh man, that's another time. That's another story to talk about. But yeah, I just wanted to share that because it really, really bothered me that my brother is getting screwed over by a school system like that.
You know
Because
what, privileged? We're rising up. Everybody show up to the school next Monday. Out front, weapons in hand.
and if you don't have a weapon, don't show up to school. Don't show up to school next Monday.
Fucking hell. Wait till
It's
after
so
next
bad.
Monday to upload this.
Oh man, if there is anything tragic next Monday, I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna we're gonna cut this episode. I don't
We just edit that part out, That's all you have to do
nah
is edit it. You don't have to
no,
delete the
because I'm gonna
whole
bring it
thing.
up every 5 minutes now.
Um,
Anyways, one more thing on the Hayden's babysitting thing is I've realized that I am a bad cook. I am a really bad cook. I'm fine by myself if it's just for me, or if it's like something that I know the quantity for already. But let me just tell you. So, uh, Sunday, I think, was the first day I cooked for us. And it was just ramen. It was simple ramen. It was just pour some water in a bowl, let it boil, add the ramen, let it cook, add the packets of sodium in, and done. We're done. We're not touching it anymore. I added too much water. So it just tasted like noodles and water with a slight hint of chicken broth.
do you not know how to measure water? Do you have a measuring cup?
Here's the thing. I I measured it out. I put in 8 cups. That was enough for um 2 batches of like two servings. Actually, it was 4 servings.
Yeah.
But between the two of us is what I was trying to say. And then I was like, let me add one more because it looks like it's not enough. And then I'm boiling it, and it took a long time to boil. And I'm like, I don't trust this. I'm like, by the time it's done boiling, all the water's gonna evaporate. So I put in another cup, and uh, and that was a bad idea. It was a bad idea.
1 cup messed it up that much?
It was 2 cups. I put in two
Oh.
extra cups. Yeah. So if it was 1 cup, it might have been okay, but 2 cups just was too much. So yeah, it was pretty bad. And then the next day, I made mac and cheese, and apparently I didn't cook it long enough, which is the first time that's ever happened. So yeah, I've never messed up mac and cheese. It's one of the easiest things in the world. But I'm also having an issue with the stove where it's not boiling the water. So it might have not been that I didn't cook it enough, but it was more of um like it just wasn't hot enough. So
That's how cooking works.
yeah. Yesterday I made shrimp and grits, which by the way ended up perfect. Like it was really good. I
I'm
thought I
impressed.
messed up though. What?
I said I'm impressed.
Thank you. It was cheesy grits too. That's where I thought I messed up. So I put the grits in, and apparently it was too hot. So like there was just a layer of grits stuck to the bottom of the pan, like just like burnt on. And I was like, all right. I'm like, that's cool. And then I poured in the cheese and I started mixing it up. And the grits became a mashed potato consistency. It was like, you know, those TV shows where they're at school or in a prison and somebody just tosses down like slop, but then it just like kind of sticks to the spoon as it comes down and then splatters when it hits the plate.
Yeah.
That's what it was like. It was like, so, but it ended up being really freaking good, like super good. So I think the lesson is use a little less cheese and we'll be good.
And don't burn the grits.
And don't burn the grits. Yeah, so that's been my cooking experience. Tomorrow is gonna be, I think, the last meal I make, and it's gonna be spaghetti and meatballs.
The Last Supper.
Well, it might be. Yeah, I realized after I went to the grocery store that all I bought was pasta.
And
Every
grits.
except for the grits, but I mean, you can make an argument for that. Yeah, so it was all pasta. It was crazy. So,
How are you gonna make an argument for that?
I mean, grits isn't really pasta, but I mean it's a carb. So, anyways, that's the Hayden babysitting thing. That's what's been going on. You got another
Sounds
topic?
solid. Um, Nothing notable. I realized this week at work, so boat paint smells really bad. It's very much not good for you. And I've been breathing in a lot of it. Usually it makes my head hurt, and some days I feel kind of sick if I'm painting with it in an enclosed area. I realized today that it doesn't affect me that way anymore. So I've been huffing a lot of boat paint that my body's just kind of used to. And I was just kind of
Oh
sniffing
no.
strong chemicals like acetone and denatured alcohol today, and I was like, ah,
Do you not wear a mask or something while you do that?
it's ridiculous sometimes because when it gets really hot too and you're outside, it's like you're sweating,
Yeah,
the respirator sucks. But also
gotcha.
inside doing it, you're only there for like a couple minutes and you just don't want to take the time to do all that, then take it off and then try to like keep stuff from getting on your hands so you can do other stuff. You
So
just kind of
what
roll
I'm
with it.
hearing is that we went through 2 years of pandemic where we just had to wear a mask constantly everywhere. And you can't handle 10 seconds of it doing it at a time.
You ever worn a respirator, Hayden, while working? How about a full face respirator? Because I wore that all day today and I hated it. It's not comfortable. My jaw hurts like a bitch.
I mean, I wear a mask when I go to sleep.
Uh-huh. That does not count.
It leaves really bad acne. I don't know. I suffer
Well,
too, Dustin.
hey, you came at me first, bro. Just saying, I'll get you a full face respirator. How about that? How about that? Get rid of your mask and wear that.
I don't think that. All right. Well, I've got another topic.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. I mean, and actually, did you have any more? Oh, hello, dog. You're under my foot now.
Like, oh. We just had the HOA sent like a complaint and all this shit. We were trying to figure that out.
Oh, really? What
So
happened? If you don't
we
want to
just
share, I'll cut it.
we left our trash can out too long, even though the
Oh, fuck
recycling people
them.
hadn't been yet. So some old bitchy lady took our trash can and put it behind our building, and then they sent us like a $25 charge, and we were trying to figure out if we should have been charged or not. And I guess technically yes and technically no. We left it out there because the other can was still out there full and hadn't been by yet to collect it. They were really late getting the recycling. I don't know why, but I don't know. She like right at the time that they start charging, she was just walking around doing that crap. There were like 10 other people with trash cans out too.
That's so dumb.
It is. It was only $25. It wasn't a big deal, but it was just pissing me off. Company on Netflix,
No, I have
like
not.
Lark
What's that?
Co. It's a little paranormal thing. It's based off of a book series I figured out. But it's kind of cool. It's like a few. I don't know how long it's been going on, but a few years ago, this is in London. but I guess the world had this happen. It's called The Problem, and ghosts just started popping up, haunting and killing people. So then these kids gain abilities, I guess, as time went on to sense ghosts. So I forgot what they called them. Maybe it wasn't talent. I don't know. But their parents would start sending them off. They could sell them to agencies, and agencies would train them and send them to do stuff. They'd be like independent under some big overarching thing, which is like a government, whatever. I thought it was a pretty cool show, but you can tell it's one of those like lower budget Netflix ones. The fighting's just kind of not there. Some of the special effects are just not there. There's one where this girl's like I don't even know how to describe it. She's in a house, top staircase. She falls off the staircase and holds herself up by I thought it was a painting. I don't even know what she's holding. And it's kind of like she's holding it like this and she's on an incline. Or I'll say it that way because she was hanging backwards. So she's kind of hanging like that. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm starting to fall." This whole scene lasts like way longer than it should. Her about to fall and need to be saved by one of the other main characters. But there's like one point where instead of falling, she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm falling." And then she just slides all the way down to the end of the painting. But it's not on a good incline. It's almost like she hopped. It didn't make any sense. I was like, "What the hell is that?" I didn't understand that special effect. And then when the main character comes to save her, she's like dangling all the way out here. Somehow, even though she's about to fall and her hand slipping, she manages to get enough strength to like basically pull herself all the way up and grab his hand, which meaning she probably could have just grabbed the ledge right in front of her. Like I don't know who wrote that scene. It was so bad. And it's like the opening action scene.
All right. That sounds cool, actually. I might have to give that a look. It's called Lock and Co.
Lockwood and Co.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check
Actually,
that out.
it's nice.
Is
The
it
story
is it a
itself is
Netflix show or is it
interesting.
just on Netflix?
I think it looks like a Netflix show, we'll put it that way. I think it's a Netflix show though.
Is it wait, hold on. So the main characters are kids.
Yes. I think they're
How old are we
16.
talking about?
I think they're 16.
All right, maybe I can watch it. There's something I can't stand movies or shows where kids who are like younger than well, basically 16. If they're younger than 16, I can't stand watching them because it pisses me off. Because they always show these kids as being badasses. I'm like, no kid is a badass. Like,
Nope.
I could not watch what's that show? The Danger thing on
Henry Danger?
Henry Danger. I couldn't watch that for the first couple
That
of
show is
years.
great.
Nah, dude, I couldn't do it because he was this little kid, like fighting crime and stuff. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna
That was the
handle
joke.
Robin. I know, but it just and what it's not as bad as some of the other ones, but there's some new ones now. It's just like there's this villain show they just added to Disney where it's like they're all villains, but they're trying to change like from being villains to being heroes or whatever. And there's like this one scene where one of the teenagers or whatever had to fight their dad, who's like this big time villain. And I'm like, you're telling me that you're fighting your dad, one of the biggest villains out there, who is on par with other top tier superheroes, who is also mind control at this moment. So he's going all out on her, and you're telling me that she wins? No, like, like I can't do that. I just don't like that. I like one of the things I really enjoyed was Mighty Med. Have you seen that or Lab Rats?
I've seen
Because
those, yeah.
they're kind of older teenagers, but there's a lot of like Lab Rats was really good because they lost a lot. Like whenever it was against villains, they always lost, but then they found a way to win the next time. And that's fine with me. What I don't like is that people just know how to win automatically and then they do win because it's just not compelling stories. Like it's just you're just giving people immediate like who want that so bad just an immediate high and I like to watch a show and like get that at the end because then you're like oh it felt so worth it to watch this whole show and see them finally get good at the end of this season or something.
No, so you like a little tease, and then
Yeah, but I do not
I
like the Flash kind of tease because they they've been doing a thing where they hype everything up to the very end, and then the end is lackluster. It's just like, oh, the Flash is faster now. Who would have known? Like, so, but yeah, but that's cool. I'll definitely I'll take a look and see because that sounds cool. I like that, even though
It's
it
nice.
sounds ridiculous too.
It's a good
Um,
story.
yeah. So I started watching a new show as well. It's called Vox Machinima, The Legend of Vox Machinima. It's an Amazon Prime show, and it's based off a D&D game. And what I mean by that is, have you ever heard of Critical Role? So they're this YouTube channel that has been doing um it's a group of people who've been playing D&D for like 8 years. And it's just this ongoing campaign that they just keep playing. Um, but before and it's they call them the Mighty Nine. That's the group that they're playing now, like the characters and all that. But before that, they were doing even before this another campaign for 8 years, which they like only showed like the last bit of, um, because that's just when they started recording, which was called Vox Machinima. That was their team name. Um, anyways, so they took the campaign, the videos, and they turned them into scripts, like a show. And it's an animated show, and they basically translated to a show format, which is really cool. It's been really good because I cannot go back and watch those campaigns because they suck. They are 4 hours long each video of just them talking and rolling dice, and it just gets old. I just can't stand it. And not to mention, I did try to watch it the other day, and the Vox Machinima stuff was so bad. So they had copyright issues in the beginning because they did things without consent from other people, like their artwork, stuff like that. Not like bad. But so the first 30 minutes was just a video recapping everything going on in the world because they just went in halfway. Um, it was all blurred because the artwork was copyrighted from the people who made it. I don't know why, but it was. And then the mics were so bad. Like the DM sounded like the whole time, like roll the dice, please. And like you couldn't understand him. And then the other mics are like popping every so often. And I was like, I can't do this. I'm like, this is all audio. The video that they're showing is literally just them looking at a piece of paper. I have +2 on intelligence. Roll the dice. 11? Like stuff like that. And that's all you see. And I'm like, this sucks. I recently watched a new D&D thing called D20. They're really good because their stuff is well produced. It's an hour, and each episode is about an hour long. But like it's like great. It's got music, it's got artwork, it's edited really well, and they have like close-up angles of things. So it doesn't feel stagnant. It feels very like lively.
Huh.
But my point is, Vox Machina has been really good, and it really makes me want to play D&D, and I have nobody to play with because everybody doesn't want to play anymore. Because our last couple, so me and a group of friends from high school, we played D&D. I wrote a campaign called Monster Hunters. It ended kind of badly. I halfway through, I got really pissed off because I had this whole thing planned, and somebody got a really good roll and ended up killing the main bad guy of my campaign. So I got really pissed because I worked so hard on it. And I feel kind of bad because I'm not. You're not supposed to get pissed. That's just part of the game. That happens. Like it's the other players that is supposed to matter. I'm not supposed to matter that much. It's just supposed to happen. But I got pissed, unfortunately, and that made some of them upset. One of them ended up just like leaving at one point. Had some issues, I guess, with me, maybe.
Perhaps.
And we couldn't continue without him because we only had four people, and without him, it made three. And I really considered killing off his character, but I did not kill off his character out of goodness. Um, and so I just made the final boss easier. And they defeated him, and it was cool, but it was kind of lackluster. But it's still a good. It was a good one. Not to mention, so two of my players, not naming names, they make characters. So one of them makes a character that's really good. Um, and the other one made a. They both make characters that are good, but one of them just like constantly did things that was like evil, and the group was trying to fight against evil. And he kept doing things that made him more and more evil. Like at one point, he's hunting down the characters, but he doesn't like say he's gonna kill anybody. He never tells anybody what his intentions are. So we're all kind of like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? Eventually, one of the characters just get fed up and they just kill him. And this is right before the other dude storms off too. So here I am trying to figure out what to do because the final battle is like 2 games away, and there's only people, and one of them's about to be like a brand new character. So I just ended up reviving him with the promise that he'll play this time nicer, and then he immediately just does the same shit. So, anyways, that campaign's over. We started a new one that I've been working really hard on, which is a superhero campaign because I want to put pressure on myself. Apparently, I had to make everything from scratch. How the hell they're going to get superpowers, how it work, ends up being a point system. I had to make every superpower so that everybody could have any superpower they want and how it would work within the game. I had to come up with a whole new play style for the game because I realized that certain things wouldn't work. Like you can't just roll a dice and hope like it does this much because that's just stupid. It was a lot. It took me 3 months to write this new system. And then we made our characters. We did our first session, and then we never played it again because I was kind of annoyed with how it ended up. It ended up kind of bad. The dude last time that oh man, I hope he doesn't hear this. He might hear this. I love you guys if you want to know this. I'm just saying what happened. He started causing trouble for the other characters again, and one of them wasn't very happy with what he was doing, and they were about to kill each other. In this campaign, on the first episode, I say episode, on our first session, and I just was like, I don't want to do this. I'm like, they're supposed to be superheroes and they're about to kill each other. I'm just like, I just don't want to. So that was kind of disappointing. And now I really want to play D&D. So that's where we're at.
Might have to settle for the movie.
Yeah, Chris Pine, so excited. It actually kind of looks okay. I don't know.
I think it looks good for somebody who doesn't play D&D. That I would watch that movie.
Would you play D&D?
No.
You're lame. A real one
Okay.
would play D&D. Give me
I'm
a
not a real
chance.
one.
I'll make you a campaign that I think you'd love. Give me one
Eh,
chance.
I don't want the time, dude. It takes hours.
Nah, not. I mean, depending on what you do, I could. We're not going to do a 4 hour session. I couldn't handle that. I've had 4 hour sessions. They're rough. No, my limit is like 2. That's what I would like. That like if I had to do a max. Dude, you're so lame. You're
You're
so
lucky I'm even
lame.
here for an hour.
You don't even do anything. We've literally done nothing for 2 hours before.
Yep.
You're so lame. I hate you. Thank you all for watching Talking Privileges. I'm one of your hosts, Hayden Smith or Elbigdog. I don't know why I keep saying my last name. You know what? They're not going to find me. It's Smith.
There's too many.
And that's Dustin Thickboy. And we're going to sign off because this little piggy is a little tired and needs to go get some sleepy buys.
Mm,
Look at
I
him!
gotta
Look
wake
at
up
him! He's
at
rubbing his
6
eyes. He's so
a.m.
oh,
So
don't
much fun.
don't do that. That mm, yeah. Anyways, good night, good morning, and salutations.
I love you.
Bye.